his work.
Thank you.
But the man is not well. There's a health, the details, the numbers, and everything to reach him. His lawyers are also engaging. If the OSP finds it compelling that his presence is needed, let the OSP do so. You get it? There's measures. The state of Ghana is stronger than any individual. So you can get him to Ghana. Get the individual. So you can get him to Ghana. Get the embassy, get in touch, go and assess the situation, let's see. If he can make it in touch, go and assess the situation, let's see. If he can make it to Ghana, fine, let's get him to Ghana. There are some health conditions you cannot even see, fine, let's get him to Ghana. There are some health conditions you cannot even sit in the plane. You know that. Okay, so please, let's do that. Let the embassy do that assessment, because there's a security attaché to the embassy. Let them go and do that assessment, because there's a security attaché to the embassy. Let them go and do that assessment and bring their report. Based on that, the OSP will make his this thing. And in between time, his lawyers echo Suman. Everybody knows him. He's the president's lawyer. Former president's lawyer. So that's the lawyer attending to kind of.
Do you think that the charges are serious? Let's start from there. Do you think that, you know?
No, I think of them, the SML and then the cathedral thing, I don't think there's going to be anything. They have a tax waiver for, they say tax exemption for GRA or something. No, SML, let me tell you why I'm not convinced about that SML.
To situate conversations.
The SML.
You're
yes.
talking about, he's talking as if it's projections. These are actual lives, actual individuals.
Yes.
Actual human beings to be situated. Right?
I see.
And I'm happy that he himself admits that there are credible charges that we are talking about here. It's
no,
not,
I don't know the details.
Exactly,
He's
but
just
that's why
made
I
it.
started by asking him.
Whether they are frivolous. He did it.
Lily, are we going to discuss the other things?
Yes, obviously.
So please, let the process, I agree with Sister Amada, due process must be followed. That is what we want. The man says he is available. Chief of Staff, current and past, have the letters. They have a way of bringing this man to Ghana the next 30 seconds if they so wish.
Okay.
So what is the problem?
Okay.
It's only for purpose.
The former Attorney General says it's a calculated ploy to whitewash NDC officials. Your take, Rev?
Yeah, thank you. I think that cases come to explain. You don't often see people coming to explain. The president employed you. Cannot come and do something like which is very sensitive. To me, he could have said, I have briefed the president and he has given me the okay. But I take responsibility. That's fine. But to say he's not aware, that one. But in terms of the facts that he brought.
Representing the president as a Minister of Justice.
Yes. So to me, the president will be aware. I mean, in such a sensitive case, he might have briefed him. Okay. To me, the president will be aware. I mean, in such a sensitive case, he might have briefed him. Okay, I've heard it. Go ahead and do your presser. But to say he's not aware, that's where my issue is. But the things he brought, cogent. All of you, any of them who feels that, oh, I want to go on my own, you are allowed to go. But he doesn't want to waste time and money. Time is money. To be going around to be on because knowing that I don't have a strong case. That was the essence. Prosecution, I mean, political cases. So to me, he did well. But the only bit where he said the president is not aware, that's why I thought that he can say, I have briefed the president and he has given me the right to come and do this. I take every blame. That's the only aspect that I have issue. But in terms of what he did, we don't often have people doing it. So he's bold and I commend him for that. And does it mean that going forward, anytime he does that, he will explain? If he will, then that's fine. He shouldn't start and then at some point says he
cases. The letters that were sent across, right? You see discontinuation. You don't see any reasoning. So he felt that, well, let me come out and give you my reasons for discontinuing these cases, so that it settles every score. It settles everything in the minds of the public. Okay, is it because these persons are politically exposed? Is it because these persons are affiliated to the NDC?
That's what I'm saying, that the explanation he did, apt, timely, good. So he should continue if in future he comes to discontinue again, because some people are saying that he didn't need to. But he felt that no, it is good to clear people's mind. Why am I not continuing? Because Dabi will say, I evaluated the case. I think there is a case to answer. He just have evaluated. Very experienced person. There is no case to answer. So he doesn't need to please anybody. He can see there's no case to answer. He doesn't want to vex people. He doesn't want to annoy his party people. That the people came and they are putting things wrongly on our people.
At its core, originates from the people. So I'm happy. Now let's come to the substantive issues. He says that he cannot in good conscience, ethically, professionally, as somebody who has acted as defense lawyer in these same cases, come back and be the prosecutor. Who can argue against that? So yesterday he was the defense lawyer.
Because
So
yesterday
that's ridiculous.
You found that person worthy of defending.
That's ridiculous.
But today you think that the person is liable of certain offences.
How will the people of Ghana perceive justice? And how justice is carried out in this country? So then it will seem as if, oh, so these people is just about decide his own tomorrow. Because then what he's doing would lack conscience, it would lack conviction, it would lack merit, it would lack everything. Where is your integrity? And at the heart of justice is integrity. So if the man is saying that I cannot in good conscience, professionally and ethically, prosecute the same cases that I myself was defense lawyer for, I applaud him. I applaud him. Because for me, governance is not a show. It's not play. It's not I am NDC today, so what I thought yesterday was wrong, today is right. We don't even know what we are supposed to. We don't even know what we are supposed to have done. The nature of the crime for which we are being prosecuted hasn't even been, like the example you gave, where the farmers themselves are saying this is good,
But the prosecution then brought a researcher. The researcher did not use the
They say it's scientific. That was amazing for me. I was like, oh wow, okay, right? They said this is not about whether the space to space and come to earth, which is where we are governing, which is where governance is happening, which is where, for me, democracy is important. Because if the farmers are saying that it's good, what is our problem? Why are we now going up in the air into space to find scientific reasons why the man should be prosecuted? What are we doing? This is clearly politically motivated. These are issues that are lacking politically motivated. These are issues that are lacking in substance completely. And so if our Attorney General is telling us that I have searched my conscience and I cannot in good conscience continue to prosecute cases that I find politically motivated, completely lacking of merit.
Anyway, Emma, a brother of yours says I should congratulate you on your appointment. Robert Coleman. Yeah, Robert Coleman says congratulations.
So him I said thank you.
Is he watching?
Oh, thank
you. George.
I feel sad today.
Why?
As a Ghanaian.
Why?
The submission of my sister. I'm sad.
Why?
What the kind of governance we're going to have? Interested. If it suits us, it's our interest, we push it. Hypothetically, if Dominic Ayine had not been the defense attorney for these people, it means it's right to continue.
But
That's what
before
saying.
today, he had held a position
If
that
there's
was
a murder
politically
case
motivated.
that he was involved in as a defense attorney, and now he's the attorney general, and there's evidence that in fact the person committed the murder, Amma is telling us that is trite and proper and conscientiously good for him come vice chancellor and said the lecturer is still a lecturer. What are we talking about? So that is neither here nor there. Okay? And the fact that you call a press conference to explain away things, the former attorney general is saying you base your decisions on the prosecutor's angle, not because of the defense angle. Is the thing in the interest of the states to discontinue? You say it's political. So the decision of, stopping the prosecution process, from what I've heard from both my colleagues, is also political. to discontinue is political. You are telling me that the Parliament of the Republic of Ghana approved a $200 million facility to build 5,000 housing units. Okay?
But the money that hits the account was not $200 million.
No, they've made account over 198, $2 million left. They've given all the money to them. You go and build 1,500, that's an economist, 1,506, and that is value for money. And that 198 million is gone. Affordable housing. Parliament of Ghana approves it at 40,000 per unit. You go and build it at $187,000 per unit. You don't go back to Parliament to tell them that prices of the things have gone up. And that is good. Sound judgment. Discontinue it. Null prosecutor. And we are clapping for them. Ghanaians, I'm sad today. Okay? And we are talking about the fertilizer opening matters, the ambulance matters, procurement processes. If there are breaches in procurement and co, the thing may be good, but the processes were wrong. If the process is wrong,
provide sufficient evidence.
Yes.
Provide sufficient evidence.
Yeah, that's why the case is ongoing.
8 years of gathering evidence.
Cases. That's why it's not political matter. That's why it tells me it's not a political issue. Because if it were a political prosecution, getting into any election, most people have shortchanged the states. And we wanted to send a signal to every public office holder that when you're given a responsibility, that's what my sister said, it comes with accountability. Today you may be in office, tomorrow you may not be there. And then there'll be day of reckoning. When you were given the responsibility, did you discharge it with finesse in the interest of the public, for the public good? Is that what happened? That is how come there's a day of record. Today Ofori-Atta is being called because people feel he has to answer certain questions. Yes, once you occupy a public office, you must be ready to account to the people. Really. That is the matter. Without recourse to the position of the president. Cabinet doesn't know. He's doing things on his own without the cabinet knowing. He's just trying to cushion the president. And it's not the fact. No right-thinking Ghanaian. You see, that even worsens it. The president is ready to take responsibility. That's why he's the president. He says the buck stops with me. The Attorney General is working at the behest of the president. The president is the one elected by the Ghanaian. Tomorrow he can wake up, sleep and wake up. His wife will tell him he had a dream and saw a horn on Aine's head. He will be fired. They can sole decision because there was a cabinet. Even if he takes it on the spot of time, he will go back and report and he will be questioned. You get it? Maybe his explanation was satisfactory, so it's become a collective responsibility. So the the current Attorney General is one of the lawyers I respect in this country. I would not make fuss of that. But are we saying we are going to be explaining away matters of legalities? Is that what we are saying? No. Because you explain it in courts by securing conviction or the case being thrown out. That is why you go to courts. And we have media circuits. The people are tried in the media. We know some lawyers who go to court don't win any case, but they are always winning cases in the public domain. They come and explain things away. That's not what we want. The turf is the court. Evidence. The name of the game is evidence. Come and adduce evidence and let the judge, based on the law, establish that indeed the individuals are guilty. Opponents matter. You may say it's political, they're scientific, but the procurement process, was it scientific? No. The thing may be good. Look, I don't see why he say the qualities of the fertilizers again. So maybe at time T, they needed this kind of fertilizer to enhance the industry. But at that time, that wasn't what was brought in. But evidence showed if you had gone for this one, it would have enhanced the products or produce. That is another matter. That will be explained in. But the process of getting the award and the execution of the thing, were there some things that were not right? as in the case of the ambulances and co. As we speak, there's an ambulance case also staring us in the face, the Ofori-Atta issues and those who the repairs and other things given to them. He will come and answer. Okay, so processes are important, and the lawyer will tell you that processes are part of the adjudication processes. That's why they use technicalities to quash cases and co. It's part. Once he's able to defeat you with the technicalities, it's part of the process. You must go and reorganize and come back. So I plead with the Attorney General. He cannot say anybody. I'm happy my Reverend and Doctor is jubilating. He's excited.
Is he jubilating?
Yes, he showed it here. He's jubilating, excited about the conduct of the Attorney General.
Has been promoted or
the Attorney General was here and I said, wow, that's interesting. The Attorney General
jubilation that has been appointed. That's the jubilation. But when you're going there,
no, and again, when I said something,
you quickly jump to it and you're happy. Then this one, you're not even to jubilate. So you agree.
Calling it was an invitation to a Supreme Court judges at the behest of Japan.
We are talking about
they invited him.
The tape. What happened?
Yes, and they recorded him. They invited me.
No, but this was a phone conversation. And what's
happened to me as a citizen of Ghana? Now she's making me feel like a secondary citizen.
Wow.
As far as legal issues are concerned, because there's going to be political prosecutions. I'm not using persecution. I will not use it. Okay, political prosecution. He says there's political, so exonerating people is also political as we speak. And you said something that another government can still come and continue the matter, right? But I pray we don't get.
But you said here on this stage that you push back when you come to power. Didn't you say it here? You said it here. That when you come to power, you also push back.
I said we push things.
Is that something Is that something the NPP will be looking for?
No.
Exactly.
No, I say we'll push things.
Exactly. So
it doesn't mean you go back to the previous one. No, you must get, and you see, when cases are discontinued and cool, you must have solid evidence and cool to be able to begin it. You get it? So that is what we are looking at. And it shouldn't be sending the wrong signal to the current office holders, like Secretary to the Vice President, and cool, that they can do things and get away with it. That's the signal you're sending. You can do things once your people are there, you get away with it.
My
sister, she's my sister, but if she misconducts herself in office, I cannot be away for it.
An AG who will go anywhere and will save us all time and money, that otherwise would have been spent unwittingly. This government says, at least this president says, I'm here for legacy. I'm here for only 4 years. I intend to do the best I can and leave. I don't have time to play political games, and be involved in a circus, which would be nice. It would be nice for
all is there.
It would be nice for
your
all
opponents,
of us to
not your
go
people.
on, this wild good chase.
Is it wild?
Especially when he knows that he is aging today, and carry
that. Don't fire anybody. What happened was that if he was the district director, he will no more be the district director. So what we did was we will move you. If you were the regional director for Central Region, we'll take you to Greater Accra as a director. But not in charge, because we don't want you to remain in the region as under somebody. They were not fired. In fact, ask anybody at NADMO headquarters. They were there. We know NDC executives who were there as directors. Okay, so that one we were there. Media talk to this person. That person, some of them came to me, George, my people are angry with me, or they say it's like we are. Well, I said, no, it's NADMO, not NPP. You are talking for NADMO. You get it? So the people felt, are they working with the government now? You get it? So it gave them a lot of problems. Those are the issues, but they are non-party people, and we didn't have a problem with that. So these are issues. Now let's come to the people I was mentioning, Lily. They were there. President Mahama appointed them 19th December and other things up to 29th, right? And Adu told them, leave them. because the president has the mandate up to the midnight of the 6th of January of the swearing-in period. So he has the constitutional right to make that. If you come and you get information that it was not duly and properly done, do your proper investigation and then let the person know. But this is public service, civil service, and co. Don't touch it. Article 191. It talks about the protection of civil service workers and other things, okay, and the unfair treatment of people. If you want to dismiss somebody, you must have the basis for it.
Without just cause.
Yes, public service, civil service. Assume hypothetically that you push them out. The people you're bringing may be the NDC. You are assuming that these people were brought in by the MPP, so you replace them with the NDC. Then what happens thereafter? You get it. So let's use process.
But you remember this was raised during the transition period.
Yes. And you know, I'm hearing nurses, registered nurses also threatening to strike because they were employed October. Okay? Yet there's rumor that they're going to be laid off.
No, but the letter from the chief of staff stated explicitly that after December 7th.
That's good. That's good. But why are the registered nurses crying? Because these ones were done before December 7th. So the issue is you need to look at the law and the benefits to the Ghanaian people. And look, employment or recruitment is not an event. It's a process. Before you recruit, really, there's the technical clearance. Then there's the financial clearance. Before recruitment processes are kicked in. Okay? And all these things have gone through, some from March of 2024. Till the time, the recruitments were done. The other angle, I know, the security services and some even January. Okay? Some of us were chasing, we didn't get everyone. It's unfortunate, but that's the truth. That there was process. As politicians, people will come to you, pressure and co. So we follow that. When is it starting? Have they started and co? We follow some of these things, okay? And so go through all the process to that point, and then there's the argument that some people were recruited before 2016 in training and they were stopped and co. I mean, this the group denied, my people denied. I want to get the facts before, because they said it went on, they were trained and other things. But I also know of a certain military recruitment process that were halted. There were issues with it, and I don't know whether they were recalled to complete their training and co. But I'm hearing they were recalled and all that. So let's get it. But this one, let the law, especially a government and a president that says 24-hour and job creation opportunities is their prime objective for the Ghanaian people. It's worrying that they will begin on this. They have massive goodwill. The Mohammed administration now has a massive goodwill. They shouldn't eat it away. You get it? Some of these things will begin to take it out. And the moment the goodwill goes, then you are now, because they are now getting to deal with the cracks economic matters. Okay, and so they should be swimming in this goodwill for some time. But if they don't, and it wears away, then there's going to be difficulty for them, because we are ready to give them the heat that they must have at the right time.
Interesting.
You see, today I'm not sparing my sister anyway. She's my sister. She told me to come and hit. She told me.
Yes, I told him to bring it on. And I see him bringing it on. No, but let's look at it this, and I love your intervention, somewhere there. When Mr. Isi was talking about, we inherited, some employees from the former administration, and we worked with them, and we didn't sack them, and, I loved your intervention. It's not about that. In this administration, there are people from the other side of it, and they are there. They are career in every field,
public servants.
And they're public servants. Nobody's going to touch them. They don't get touched. The point which you brilliantly made, which I think is the crust of all of this matter, is timing. Mr. Ixi himself said the president has powers up until the 6th of December. He himself said it right here.
Yeah.
He's making appointments.
I said to 6th of January
to the 6th of January.
Yes,
okay.
power.
So now let's look at it like this,
yes.
right? Maybe when when we situate it like this, we'll put it in context. You are married to a man. You are divorced. As you are packing out of the house, you want to employ the house help, employ the driver, employ the security. For what? Literally, what's your own? Literally, what's your own? Right enough. There is what is black and white, which is what's in the Constitution.
Well,
and then there's convention, right? But at the heart of all of this is just good faith. Good faith. Good faith. Why are you appointing for the incoming administration? Why?
Who are they appointing for?
Why? So if this administration comes and says, I mean, all after the fact appointments have been revoked, it's in good faith. This is basic, forgive me, common sense.
It's not law.
This is basic common sense. And who is to say that the people that are coming in are unfairly based on nothing?
I heard the deputy spokesperson of the president, Shamima, say that, well, adverts will be placed. Those who qualify can apply.
Adverts were placed for them.
So let them apply. I mean, they qualify. Nobody would argue about whether they qualify or they don't. But that's not for me to say. That's not for anybody to say. That's not for the chief of staff to say. Right? All he's saying is that we are revoking all appointments that came after. We will not inherit new appointments. And I think it's fair. Can we accord this new government some fairness? If indeed we want to treat this new government some fairness, if indeed we want to treat this government in good faith, let's give them that good faith, right? Let them. For me, it's just tiring, right? It's a pointless, tiring conversation. Because let's exercise in good faith. And I think some time ago I was here to say that if this government fails, let it fail on its own merits.
Yeah.
Let it fail on its own merits.
Right.
Yes.
And I don't see what your interest in that is. So sit aside, right? Let's start from a clean slate. That's the whole point of a new government.
You see why I say a secondary?
That's the whole point of a new government.
A secondary citizen.
Sit down.
I cannot
Sit down, George. Let me hear from you, Rev.
Yeah.
The mama appointed auditor general for us.
Yeah, thank you. I think with what they are saying, to me, as a neutral person,
You are not neutral.
when I speak,
I put it to you today. You are not neutral.
Exactly.
I speak the facts.
Oh yeah, I respect that.
We can use law to solve this, and say that maybe.
Oh, we are going to court.
If you are exiting government after this time, don't take on, because the people are all Ghanaians, and it's difficult to get jobs now.
Oh, I heard them.
Yes,
Say something.
and they have been doing this. There's
No.
evidence is there. But my point is that let's come up with a law that will say that at what point can you stop employing people, because every government has a budget, financial budget.
Right.
So you can't saddle the new government because they give the warning that after this time during the transition, don't take somebody, because they know the budget may not be. Otherwise, when they come to government,
But this government gives them budgets for wages and salary for the first quarter. What are we talking about?
So
it's factored in.
So listen, we are talking about the whole year. You are not just paying for 2 weeks or 1 month. It's for the whole year. So everything. I remember even in last
Jay today here. If you're an unusually tall person, or you know somebody who's unusually important, I know that the people in the back are talking about Nurain. But Nurain is tall, not unusual, and a renowned cardiothoracic surgeon. Dr. Seth Nani is a senior physician specialist and cardiologist at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, and Dr. Mustafa Yigigbasi, I got the name right. He's a pediatric cardiologist. Good morning, gentlemen. How are we doing?
Good morning. Thank you. Fine, thank you.
Good to have you. Let's talk about the Global Heart Care Foundation, for instance. Then we can look at the unusually tall people.
Right. Well, Global Heart Foundation to help underserved patients with heart diseases. We do this because there is a great demand in cardiology services as well as cardiothoracic services. And we have recruited many cardiologists, surgeons, anesthesiologists, intensive care nurses. These are the team that we need.
Very often we see a lot of young people suffering the attacks. Dr. Nani?
Yeah. I mean, so basically for the heart conditions, we can have the congenital ones. Basically the adult and the congenital cardiologists see most of the congenital cases. So for most young people, it's actually a congenital issue. These are kids who are born with heart issues, and over time they grow and the effects of it actually tell on them. And that's why we have the services, and also the Global Heart also helping with caring for these patients. I mean, for the adult, yes, basically the acquired ones are cared for by the adult cardiologists. And we can talk about hypertensive heart diseases, ischemic, when blood doesn't flow to the heart very well. Yes, and then some conditions we call cardiomyopathies, diseases of the muscles. So yes, it's a spectrum, right from with, and others are quite as a lifestyle disease, basically.
I know that a lot of people are looking forward to the Marfan syndrome conversation, but let me look at the vision of the Global Heart Care Foundation when it comes to the Greater Accra Regional Hospital.
So basically, I think the Global Heart Initiative basically has been around for some time. I mean, its reach has been a receiver hospital for. It's actually, this is not the first time. It was organized earlier some time ago, and then it's been to other places, and then now it's come back to reach. So basically we are heartened with what Prof is doing now and his team, and we offering the opportunity for people to be screened this time around. So